Welcome to the Hank Cisco Show, ladies and gentlemen. Don't touch that remote. We're going to be here talking about safety. We're going to talk about, I got news for you. The Pope is coming to Philadelphia on the 26th and the 27th of this month. Isn't that wonderful? Now, it's wonderful, but you better be well informed on what's going to happen the 2 days and prior to that. So, an informed nation is a peaceful nation, to know what's going on. And I'm very happy to have Captain
Rich Clowser.
What is it?
Rich Clowser.
All right, because I always messed up on that name there. Captain of Norristown Police Department. He is working very close with SEPTA, sheriffs, FBI, National Guards, just about everybody. Norristown's a hub right now because people are going to come to the train station in Norristown. He will tell you more about what's going to happen and what they're going to do. He's going to explain about the map that's laying out. And I'm telling you, it's a lot of work, and everybody's enjoying what they're doing. So without further ado, I just want to mention he's a good cop because he dots the I's and crosses the T's, and that's what we need today. Very important. So, Captain, welcome to the Hank Cisco Show.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.
Now, tell me something about yourself.
Something about myself? Well, I've been with the Norristown.
Talk loud now. I got a hearing aid here.
Yeah, no, okay. I've been with the Norristown Police Department now for 23 years.
23?
23 years. Yep. So
I was there 24.
trying to catch up to you.
Oh, yeah. Nah, that's all right. You can pass me. You're doing a good job.
We appreciate that.
Go ahead.
So I've been the deputy chief for the past year and some couple of months. And the biggest project I'm working on right now is preparing Norristown for the Pope's visit.
Right.
So
now, how many agencies you're working with? I know tell us about that one meeting we had down there at the train station.
Well, yeah, we've been meeting with SEPTA and county officials for the past several months. Norristown has a emergency management team that has been planning for the Pope visit. Even though the Pope's visiting Philadelphia, it's affecting everybody in the region.
Right.
Norristown is affected, as you alluded to. We have the train station in Norristown that will be used as one of the main transportation hubs for SEPTA. Yeah. But our planning started several months ago with our emergency management team consisting of our fire department, our police department, our public works
fire departments, right?
Right, because everyone.
Chief O'Donnell.
Yep,
Chief O'Donnell.
Chief Tommy O'Donnell.
I can make an Italian out of him. O'Donnell. His name is Tommy O'Donnell. He's an Irishman. I almost made him a paisan. Go ahead.
So Chief O'Donnell is basically in charge of our emergency management team. We're coming up with an incident action plan to deal with the Pope's visit. And right now we're finalizing everything. Basically, we're ready to go for September 26th and 27th.
Now, you're coordinating with SEPTA. Rochelle Griffith, she's coordinating, helping out, and she's connected with SEPTA. And she asked me if as the ambassador, I would put my sash on and welcome the people at the train station. Welcome, say, Viva lo Papa. That's Papa is Pope in Italian. But I started something I think I like. Happy Pope Day. Like Happy New Year. Happy Pope Day. How's that?
Sounds good.
All right with me.
Yeah.
So now, what are some of the things you're going to tell people to do for their own safety, for their own, pleasure?
Well, first off, the Norristown community itself will not be impacted, by public surface safety. We'll have enough police officers and firemen working that entire weekend to ensure that the Norristown community is not affected by any police or fire service or any type of emergency services. One of the concerns we have is with the transportation center in Norristown being utilized as a SEPTA hub, and the fact that there will be some major roadways that will be closed down. Norristown will see an increased traffic in the area, especially along Main Street in Norristown. Surrounding communities will see, just as much, if not more, congestion on their major roadways that lead into Philadelphia. So if you got something planned for that weekend other than going to see the Pope, expect delays. Expect it to be hard to get around, especially in the early morning hours up until around noon, and then in the late evening hours after the events in Philadelphia are over.
Do you have a time schedule when the trains are going to be leaving or anything?
Yeah,
what's the first train going to be hitting down there?
The first train leaves the station at 5:30 in the morning.
Oh,
so
whoa!
You got an early morning.
You're not going to get me there at 5:30 in the morning.
That's when most of the people are going to be there.
Huh?
So that's when most of the people are going to be there. They want to get down to Philly and
oh my God!
be
I have
prepared.
to sleep down there. I have to. That's the middle of the night.
Well, if the first train's going out at 5:30, I'm there at 3:30. So.
Oh my.
We'll be set up and ready to go at 4 o'clock in the morning.
I'll be sleeping. Hi, hello, happy Pope Day. Oh well, that's that's something.
Yeah, the first train's at 5:30, and then they're running trains into Philadelphia until 12:30 in the noon.
Wait, and the first one's going to be what time?
5:30 in the morning.
And then
it goes until 12:30 in the afternoon.
Continuous trains leaving?
Yeah, every half an hour there should be a train leaving. Or when SEPTA has them filled up, they go direct down to Philly.
Every half hour?
They're transporting anywhere. They can transport up to 10,000 people from each train station.
Oh my God. Well, now that's going to be the little bit of a problem with letting people off,
Well, it's going. The trains are going down to, I believe, 30th Street Station.
Where?
So I believe the trains from Norristown go to 30th Street Station, and from there people will have to get to.
If the train starts Elm and Markley, can people get on?
No.
No.
The only place to board the train, and number one, you have to have a ticket to get on. You have to buy a ticket in advance to get on the train at the Norristown Transportation Center on Lafayette Street, Lafayette and DeKalb. That's where they're going to stage all the people to get on the train. You cannot get on the train any other place for the Norristown Transportation Center.
Well, now the people can get on the Lafayette train station there, and then you walk over, and then the other one you can use off of DeKalb Street. Two different ways? Well,
depending where they park, they either have to go under the tunnels from the transportation side, from the north side of Lafayette Street, underneath the tracks, and then come out on the other side, or they can walk around DeKalb Street and up the parking lot.
Well, if I was going to leave somebody off, I would leave them off at Lafayette and
Lafayette Street will be closed.
Oh.
All of our drop-off points, if you want, I can explain our traffic control map.
Go ahead,
for you.
You want something to point?
Yeah, I got my pen here. Basically, what we'll be doing, the Norristown Police Department will be shutting down Lafayette Street at Cherry Street, so there'll be no traffic on Lafayette from Cherry to DeKalb. The only thing that will allow through there is SEPTA buses and buses that are dropping off for the event.
The parking garage is going to be utilized?
The parking areas that will be utilized are the Montgomery County Intermediate Unit parking lot. There's a parking garage that can be accessed off of Main Street. That's across from the courthouse. We're not going to permit SEPTA to use this parking garage because we see it as a safety issue. We have a safety concern about that. There's a parking garage at Main and Cherry Street that can be utilized. A parking lot.
They're going to be charged?
Yes, the county will release their fees. We don't have anything to do with the parking. A parking lot at Ann and Barbados, and then the parking lot at Erie and DeKalb that are all controlled by the county.
Well, I had suggested, but like I said, it's part of the planning. But like, let's say St. Patrick, St. Francis, or Holy Savior, they have a group of people going. They have a bus. I think would meet at the church, and get on the bus, and the bus would leave them off. It'd be better than the bus holds maybe 30, 40 people, 30, 40 cars going down, So I don't know if that would be an idea. A church that has a bus, get your people and put them on a bus and take them down. It's just a thought, you know. Norristown can't get involved in the parking situation. They just want to see the traffic move and it's safety. Safety, you know, thieves, crooks, and what do you call them? Purse snatchers and all. They look for big crowds. So we're telling you, when you go down there, be careful, okay? Make sure that you don't carry any extra cards or in case something you lose, somebody grabs something out of your pocket or so. Just take what's important for you so you don't lose your medical cards and everything else. So go ahead.
You were mentioning if, that we do encourage carpooling. We encourage people to possibly be dropped off. If they are coming to drop off, we'll have commuter drop-off points, drop-off and pickup points along Main Street, both sides of Main Street.
On Main Street, they can drop them off and let them walk down.
Right. So there'll be no
downhill.
Yep. So there'll be no parking between Cherry and DeKalb Street on Main Street, and then between Arch and DeKalb on the north side of Main Street. That way, you can drop off if you're bringing your family and you just need to drop them off. You can drop them off on Main Street.
And just walk
down. They can walk right down Strawberry Place and then go through the tunnel to get to the R6 train station.
Perfect.
This will be the staging area for those that are departing to go to Philadelphia on SEPTA.
I wonder how many trains it will be one, like 5:30. How many trains will be there? Have any idea, or you don't have that information?
I believe there are 5 or 6 cars.
Yeah, I watch sometime when they're going. I think 5 cars is the most I've ever seen.
They can take their numbers that they've been telling us are anywhere from 700 to 900 passengers per trip.
Oh, wow! You got to move people. Now, are you going to have police officers at the train station?
SEPTA will have SEPTA police officers at the train station itself. The Norristown Police Department will have an incident command set up along with police and fire. We'll be set up in the Montgomery County Intermediate Unit, and we'll have police officers
near Lafayette and Swede.
Lafayette and DeKalb Street, Lafayette and Swede Street, and we'll be supported by National Guard soldiers that will be at different traffic control points to control the traffic flow.
How about a first aid ambulance and all standing by? Because I guess while there'll be a group of people waiting to get on a train, so always in case somebody gets sick or something, because what happens is people, 5 o'clock in the morning, they don't eat breakfast, they got an empty stomach, they get, and all of a sudden they pass out. So, that happened to me, and I'm rushing around. I passed out in the airport. I almost didn't make it to Florida.
Right, and that's a huge concern, because the average age of people going down to Philadelphia to see the Pope, is anticipated to be elderly, or of older age. So we will have we've coordinated with our emergency services.
You have that.
Our paramedics, our Plymouth ambulance will have.
You
ambulances.
You coordinate all that, right?
It's not just me. We have an emergency management team. So Chief O'Donnell, myself, Chief Trudansky from Plymouth Ambulance. We all sit down and we coordinate.
Okay.
What assets we feel
sheriff
we need.
Too, right.
Well, from Norristown, we do the Norristown piece. We're getting support from the Sheriff's Department at night. The sheriffs will be patrolling the county parking lots and county facilities during the day and during the night to ensure that people that park in those facilities are, you mentioned safety earlier. That's one of our main concerns, to have enough people on site.
All right,
for that.
now we're all concerned about everybody going down to the Pope, but then how about coming back?
Coming back is just the same plan. We'll still have Lafayette Street closed. People will exit the trains. They'll exit the trains on the north side of the tracks.
Walk up the Main Street.
They'll be able to call for their ride. Their rides can come up the Main Street and pick them up. They'll be able to safely walk to any of the parking lots.
People can use their phone, tell them where they are.
Cell phones. We'll have police officers stationed throughout the area. If there's any problems, they can let us know. We have access to Red Cross facilitators that will help, should people need to be reunited with lost family members. So that's all part of the plan.
Right, okay, right. All right, here's a question from the audience. The audience has a question here. Read it out.
Are there restrictions of what can be brought into town? I believe there are restrictions. the Philadelphia Police, and I know SEPTA will reinforce this on the trains, is that the large backpacks, coolers are not permitted to be brought into Philadelphia. I'm not sure of all the restrictions. I believe if you go online for the World Meeting of Families and the Pope's visit, you can see what all the restrictions are.
All right. I'm always looking out for the safety part. Got any potties there for, you know, because you're going to get a lot of people there. You know, somebody, I don't want to have a flood in Norristown.
Well, again, this is SEPTA's responsibility.
Are they going to take care of that?
SEPTA, you know, this is a SEPTA is basically providing the transportation. We're providing the resources
Potties.
to ensure that the community is not impacted at great length. They will however, have porta potties down at the train station to facilitate the number of people that they expect to ride the train.
Now, how about other police departments in the suburbs around Norristown? Are they stepping in? Are they, some of them being like East, North, West, are they affected somehow?
Well, Hank, every department in Montgomery County is
going to be affected somehow.
You know, if they're not like Norristown where they have a train station. You know, White Marsh, same thing. They have the Fort Washington train station that they have to worry about. Lower Merion, of course, is being supported, you know, by Montgomery County police departments. So this affects every police department throughout Montgomery County. Even, you know, as we go west from Norristown, you know, those departments are offering their resources, any additional officers that they can, to assist in, you know, Norristown, Lower Merion. The Upper Merion has, you know, the high-speed line that'll be operating out of Gulf Mills. So the resources are being allocated through the county, the Montgomery County Chiefs of Police, Mutual Aid is allocating
State
police
will help out
officers.
in this a little bit,
The county, the Montgomery County Emergency Operations Center is coordinating other resources that we need.
How about this one? I don't know the cost of what.
How much is this going to cost Norristown? We haven't done our final calculations on this.
A grant or something?
One of the things that Norristown has done is the municipality has declared a disaster emergency for the time frame of September 22nd through the 29th. And the reason we do this is that should funding reimbursement become available for the municipality, we can then submit that through PEMA. But as of right now, we're not due to see any reimbursement. I believe Philadelphia has some money that they're receiving from federal and state resources. However, we'll be prepared to submit for reimbursement of our costs should it become available.
Wow. That's something to think about. You know, whose arm do we have to twist? Whose arm we have to call? State senator?
I guess you would have to call the governor. So
who?
The governor probably to start.
All right. What's his name? Wolf? Hello, Wolf? Yeah. All right. Norristown is going to be helping a lot of people. Make sure they get down to see the Pope safe. And we need a little money to help out a little bit. So loosen up. I know you got long pockets and short arms, but get some money down here to Norristown so we can do a good job, okay? All right, I'll wait for your call. Bye. How's that? Okay, Governor. He was busy, but that's all right. He'll get the message.
Well, he's going to have a lot of state police that are working this region.
Right. You know, talking about just a little bit more about this map. Tell a little bit more about it.
So, like I said, we don't want to. One of our main concerns is not to have the area of Lafayette Street by the transportation center congested. So we're going to close off Lafayette Street.
In other words, it's going to be safe for these people to walk.
Right, because we're going to have people crossing Lafayette Street. We don't want a congestion down here. If we need to get
5 o'clock in the morning, it's dark.
Right. So if we have if we need to get emergency equipment down in here, you know, we would have a problem with that. So basically, at Barbados and Maine, we'll have a sign that says no other vehicles except for buses. We will allow people to come down and park in this parking lot. Once it's full, we'll close off Main and Barbados Street to all traffic except for buses. From there, if anybody does come down to Lafayette Street, they would be detoured up Cherry Street and not permitted to go any further. Unless, of course, we do have people that, there's a commercial bus station, Bieber Transportation runs a bus terminal out of the parking garage area. We'll permit those that have tickets to go on the Bieber buses down to that area so that they can get dropped off. We'll also permit buses that are dropping off for the papal visit to drop off on Lafayette Street. We'll also be closing Swede Street that leads to Lafayette Street to everything except for SEPTA buses. We're not anticipating having to close off any other roadways. Our commuter drop-off and pickup points are along Main Street. We'll have no parking signs posted on both sides of Main Street.
Drop off, drop off.
Yeah, SEPTA is going to provide us with signs that say papal
Yeah, let them come up with some green stuff.
That's right. So it's their event. We're just there to support them and make sure that our community is safe.
I don't know. We were supposed to have somebody from SEPTA come here and share information, but I think he got caught in traffic. He didn't make it here in Norristown. So I appreciate the captain taking over the whole show. You know,
No problem, Mike.
being a police officer, you like being a police officer? You
Yes,
beat
I love it.
23 years?
23 years.
Right. And what are you going to do after you retire?
I'm going to relax like you do.
Yeah, you come on my show. I'm 91. How you going to be around forever, Rock? You know, talking about police, my grandson is a police officer in West Norton, and West Norton Police are going to have the 4th annual pig roast. And Dean Garofalo, who imitates, he does a great job on Elvis Presley. You're nothing but a hound dog. He sings real good, you know, a lot of good songs, you know. So that's going to be on Saturday, November the 7th at the St. Sophie's Hall. And it's from, what? It's from, what time? What time does it say? I don't mind glasses on
It starts at 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. on
Okay.
Saturday, November 7th.
And you'll enjoy singing, okay? Now, one other thing, you had an opportunity to meet. I had Mike Chitwood, who's the chief of police in Upper Darby. He was my guest here. He was talking about the problems they're going to have in Upper Darby with the boat. So you can see that your Norristown, here's Upper Darby's right on the outside of Philly. So, and I like this. I didn't get a chance when I interviewed him. I forgot to tell him about this book, but he autographed the book for me, and it's called Tough Cop, Mike Chitwood versus the Scumbags. He's a tough-talking chief, and not only talks tough, he is tough. And he used to box Golden Gloves, you know, which I was. I don't know if he was boxing at the same time. I was. I doubt it. Right?
I doubt it, yeah.
So tell me a little bit more about Norristown Police. You're moving along. You got some different projects. Tell me something about a couple of projects you got.
I think, you
on
know,
what do they call it?
well, we have a crime reduction strategy.
Crime reduction. Go ahead.
Right, and it's been very successful for us. Chief Talbot introduced
Chief.
us, the Chief of Police for Norristown,
I
Chief
can't
Mark
pronounce
Talbot.
his name. How do you say his name again?
Talbot.
All right. Okay.
He has instituted a crime reduction strategy, which includes us getting more engaged with the community and basically being more responsible for what's going on in Norristown.
In other words, see what's going on. There's a
well,
barometer.
It's not that, it's putting more responsibility on the police officers. I mean, when you were a police officer, you know, it was a little different. Probably wasn't as much crime. You know, you go take the report, and you may have time to help follow up, help the detectives out.
More sophisticated today.
Yeah, it's a little bit more sophisticated, but what we want to do is we want our police officers, our patrolmen, to take more responsibility for impacting the resolution to that crime. So, you know, they're not just going and taking a report. They're getting as much information as they can, you know, initially when the crime first occurs, right? So, because what's the easiest way to solve a crime? As soon as it happens, right? If we wait 2 or 3 days to address the issue, it's not going to happen. So they're addressing the issues, you know, as they're happening or before they're happening. We want them to be proactive
Crime prevention
in preventing those crimes.
That's important.
So we do that by keeping the community informed. We do that by, you know, when we have a crime occur, we do canvasses of the neighborhood. We go and knock on people's doors, and we want them to talk to us. You know, we're knocking on their door to get information from them in order to make it a safer community for them.
You know, if you can get the community behind you, it's going to make it easier for a policeman's job. You know, I remember when I was driving, I have a rookie policeman, and he driving, and 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, no calls. He's waiting, you know, and we didn't get any calls all night from 12 until 8 in the morning. Mm-hmm. I said, you did a good job. You got no calls. Don't worry about it. That's your job, you know. Then sometimes you get a call, accident, shooting, this, that, and the other thing. So, you know, well, look, is there anything, wrap it up, you got about 30 seconds.
I got about
what do you want to tell people?
Well, I think just real quick with the Pope's visit, one of the things is we want the community to stay informed. And the county has a system, it's called Monco Ready Monco.
Hold it up. Go ahead.
So, you know, we encourage, you know, not just Norristown residents, but any resident in Montgomery County to sign up for readymonco.org. That'll give you alert messages. It gives you traffic information. And we plan on using this as one of our resources. Basically, they sign up for it at that web address, www.readymonco.org. And they can sign up for that.
Try to put that on the screen.
They can select, you know, what type of notifications they want. Another way we're going to keep people informed over the weekend of the Pope's visit, over the 26th and 27th of September, is through our social media pages at norristown.org. We have a Facebook page. We have a Twitter page. Everything we send out will be up-to-date information on traffic conditions and what we want the community to be aware of.
Okay, so the half hour's over. Captain, it's been a pleasure. You know, I'm really proud of you, and I'm glad that my tax money is paying your way. I said, good, that money's is being taken care of, okay?
I appreciate it.
How about your family? Tell me something about that, real fast.
Real fast, I got a daughter in college that plays ice hockey, and I got a daughter that runs cross country and track for North Penn.
All right, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks a lot for allowing us to come in. You got a little thank you here, okay? And give me a little box of gloves there. I got a little box of gloves. You can beat somebody on the nose.
All right.
And then I got a little card in case you get any parking tickets in Norristown. Mention my name, pay the fine. That's a card over there. And here's it. Then come on, let up there, sit over here. We're going to go, and then I could. You know what I used to do when I get a drunk? I couldn't understand. I give them double talk. Hey, Jim, get him up by the plant for turn to look at Forber Carver's by the munch. Guy was carrying concealed dead lunch without arrest, and I give him double talk. The guy didn't know what I'm talking about, and I got his attention. Here we go. Allah salud. That means to your health. You got your health, you got everything. God bless each and every one.
God bless.
Grazie.